What's going on? It's me, Squix. Hopefully, everybody has had a great day. And I just wanted to, real quick, talk about a situation that just recently um, happened on today. And I don't know if you are a believer of God or a non believer, but, you know, for me, like, you know, I, there's no doubt in my mind before I start that God is real. And let me go into the situation. So I went around the corner over my area to go get some Chinese food. And for those who don't know, I live in Baltimore, Maryland currently. And if you go anywhere, you're bound to run into anything. So you always got to be on your toes um, as far as that's concerned. So I went in, and there was another woman in there. And I ordered my food, and she asked me to come here. And so I went over there, and she had all this gold jewelry. It wasn't the best looking gold jewelry, and she was trying to sell it to me. She said, you know, you can get this jewelry for your mom or your grandma for Mother's Day. I said I didn't want it, and she said she kept really pressing for me to get it, and I looked at her, and in previous jobs, just in my experience here, you can definitely tell when somebody is high or has been high or uses drugs, and I definitely could tell just by a few signs that she definitely was a drug user, and I definitely fell for her. So I asked her how much it was, and she said $10 for all this, and I said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you the $10, but I don't want the jewelry. I want you to give the jewelry to somebody else as a blessing. So I'm buying the jewelry as a gift to someone else, and you can tell them that's already been paid for, and that you can just that it's free to them. So she's very much appreciative, and she said, "You must be a Christian." And I said, "Well, how do you know?" And she said, "Well, only a Christian would come up to me so non-judgmentally and give me the money and not make me feel bad and try to be a blessing to other people, with the buying of the jewelry for them." And I said, "Well, thank you." And he said, I've met some mean Christians, in my day, and you're definitely not one of them." And then she proceeded to talk to me just about her struggles. She said, "I'm 52 years old, and I've known God for many years, and right now I'm off the wagon, and I want to come back to God, but I have such a difficult time giving into Him 100% right now with everything that's going on." And at that point, I just started to minister heavy, and I said, God sees you, and He knows what you're going through, and it doesn't matter, what that situation is, that He's just there waiting for you, and but just know that His grace is sufficient to carry you through those times, and in those moments that you think God isn't there, He's gonna show up. You just gotta believe on Him, and again, God loves you, and He's just waiting for you. And I'm doing this all on the street corner in the middle of rush hour traffic, ministering to this woman. And, I got people all around me. There's, hustlers on the other side of the curb, trying to make their money, people just all walking around. And, I'm just heavily ministering to this woman. And she just started crying and really breaking down. And she asked me, what's your name? And I said, my name is Aaron. And she said, I'm never going to forget you. She said, the next time you go to church, um, just call my name out and continue to pray for me. I said, I'm always going to do that. I said, let me pray for you right now. And that really took her out, because you could tell no one has really ever done that for her. So again, in the middle of rush hour traffic on the street corner, I'm praying for her, saying that whatever that situation is, Lord, carry her through and continue to be with her and everything. And you could just feel the presence of God in that moment. And afterward, after she's done crying and after praying, I gave her the biggest hug. She said, you're going to be blessed in some way. It may not be financially, but you're just going to be blessed. I know that for sure. And it was just very powerful in that moment. Um, there's a lot of stuff that is going on with me right now, and I can't help but sometimes think, where is God in the situation? I'm praying, I'm going to church, I'm getting involved here and there, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to, and I'm feeling like, where is God in the situation? And you can't help but to get mad at it, just to have this woman say, you're going to be blessed, and I could just feel that in that moment we were connected, that she knew that there was something that I needed, and it was just the tone in her voice that you're going to be blessed. I don't know what it's going to be with, but you're going to be blessed. And I just felt the presence of God in that statement. When I got back in my car, I just immediately started praising God and going in spirit, and just thanking Him, for one, using me for His glory, and two, for the blessing I know is coming. And I even called my mom right afterward and told her what happened, and she started going in spirit too, because she had, as my mama said, she had just prayed just that day. She said, "Help my boys, to be a blessing to other people," and of course that made me go in again. And this is just a message to everybody that doesn't matter what our situations is and how much we don't think God is in our situations, or God isn't listening, you know, and we're all human. We can all think that way. That just know that God is there and that God hears us, and that, but we first have to be in a position to hear Him. This was a very unorthodox way for me to hear that message, and but again, I had to open myself up. I had to say, Lord, do what you need to help this woman, to help me help this woman, and just to hear God's voice coming through this woman telling me that you're going to be blessed and it's going to be okay. It just really, whew, it was just really something, and I just want to share that with you, Facebook and YouTube, and whomever may watch this video. That know that God is there in all your situations, um, no matter how distant He may seem. He's there and He's listening. Um, but just in some situations, open yourself up to Him so that He can tell you that He's there. So I may be rambling on. It's probably dinner time for many of you, but I just appreciate you listening in, and I just can't wait for God to do some mighty things. So that's just all I want to talk about, and I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. And I'll talk to you later.